ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of FIFA World Cup prediction with me and teacher Marks. We're going to starting off with the match recap.
Match recap, absolutely.
So,
well, first up, we had the first semifinal match. That was Argentina with Croatia, and Argentina, they were spectacular in that game. For Croatia, this was finally that game where not having the striker really did hurt them, and they just didn't have the energy to come back. Argentina were really great and overwhelmed them in that game, and that was it.
yeah, they did pretty well, Argentina. But yeah, Croatia, I mean, Argentina was quite lucky to get the first goal from the penalties. Because, you know, when you got the first goal, the momentum is on your side.
Well, Croatia, they've been coming back in this competition from a goal down. They've done it. Well, they did it 3 times.
They've been called the legendary comeback.
The legendary comeback, yeah. But this one was just too much. I mean, the penalty, I would say, I've seen it many times. I would say, yeah, it was a penalty for me. And Messi, you know, he took it comfortably. And then the thing about it is, quickly after that penalty, just 3 minutes after, 4 minutes after, they got the second goal. And that's it, you know. They didn't give Croatia a chance to get back in the game. They went for the kill shot right away, which was a counter-attacking goal, a corner kick. And at 2-0 down, it was done.
It was done.
It was done.
Alvarez is on fire.
Alvarez is on fire. Yeah, absolutely. He's on fire.
Yep, I mean, if he goes back to the Premier League, he'll be a big tiger now.
I mean, what a signing from Man City. You know, they got him. He essentially was the guy that they brought in to replace Aguero.
Yep.
You know, Argentinian, came from the famous River Plate club, and then he's also the reason why they felt comfortable selling Jesus to Arsenal as well, because they knew that they had him ready to go. And yet, in the autumn, he did well for Man City, but obviously the spotlight was all on Holland, rightfully so. He's been a superstar, but Alvarez, he's someone in the Premier League. I think he has 3 goals, but yeah, like you said, after this World Cup, he's going to come back and be even better because now he's going to have loads of confidence. And yeah, 2 goals in that game against Croatia.
It's going to give him the boost.
The boost, yeah. Messi took the headlines, and rightfully so. Particularly that 3rd goal was absolutely ridiculous, where Messi won the ball and controlled it going down the right-hand side and laid it off to Alvarez. But Alvarez was outstanding in that game also.
Yeah, he's on fire. I think he got that confidence in himself in the final. But let's not forget about France. France has a full team of superstars.
Superstars, yeah. So we'll move on to that second semifinal. And like we discussed, it was a bridge too far for Morocco. But to be fair to them, that semifinal was a bit different. You know, France got the early goal, and then after that, for long periods of time, Morocco were on top. But similar to Croatia, they just didn't have that striker, and it finally caught up with them. They didn't have that striker to find that goal when they really needed it. And France saw the game out with a late goal for a 2-0 win. But that game wasn't, you know, it wasn't as clear as 2-0. You know, Morocco were right in there. They just couldn't find a way through.
They deserve more.
They deserve more. I guess, you know, we talk about Alvarez, but speaking of kind of, you know, Premier League players who could be stars, the French center back for Liverpool, Konate, he was spectacular in that game against Morocco, absolutely spectacular. And him coming back to the Premier League, I fully expect going forward, Konate and Van Dijk, center backs for Liverpool, to do very well.
But do you think he'll be able to replace Messi?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I do. You know, Konate is 24, 25 now, and he's had a really good World Cup. So I think he has a big future ahead at Liverpool. But he's also going to have the big job on Sunday about slowing down Alvarez and making sure Messi doesn't make those cuts and those runs into the box.
That's going to be a tough one for him. It's going to be a tough one.
Very tough. But for France, Griezmann was wonderful in that game as well. And when they needed that second goal late on to finish off Morocco, they got it.
Yep, they got it. I mean, Griezmann, he's on fire. Mbappe, I would say, I mean, if not discounting him, to be fair, I don't like him.
That's all right.
But to be fair, just to be in the middle, I would say he's on fire.
Oh, I mean, France has some guys playing at the top level. The three we just named, Kanté, Griezmann, and Mbappe, they are really on a roll right now. Really on a roll. The goalkeeper Lloris, he's playing well right now.
He's making a magnificent save.
Makes some magnificent saves, absolutely. So France has some players that are full of confidence. It's all set up for the dream final on Sunday night.
I mean, they could be the second time winner of the World Cup.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way. So I guess now we can't focus on that final because it's all set up for it. So I really see it as a 50-50. I wouldn't be surprised either way that it goes. But if we're going to talk, if we're going to break it down, I guess I would give the slightest of edges right now to Argentina in that game. I do, they are my pick. I do see them just having enough to get by between Messi and Alvarez. And their goalkeeper as well, the Aston Villa goalkeeper Martinez, you know, another great Premier League player.
Great keeper.
Yeah, he's been spectacular in this World Cup. I just think that they'll have a little bit of magic to find a way through.
They will.
Yeah, and I think the thing that might give them the edge is their absolutely wonderful supporters that they've had at this World Cup. Every match they're bringing in 50,000 Argentinian supporters into those stadiums, and they're just roaring on the team. And I think that backed by their wonderful support, that might just give them the edge.
It's going to be a big one for the Argentinians. But yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you that Argentina could slightly get a win. But yeah, I think Messi got something in him. In this match, I'm telling you that. Maybe he'll score a fascinating goal or something. I mean, France defender, they're all big, they're tall.
Yep.
So it's going to be a little bit challenging for Messi.
Oh, absolutely.
And Alvarez as well, because he didn't get that height, and then, you know, French defender, they're huge.
They are huge, they are.
They're bloody gigantic.
I think this game has extra time written all over.
Could be.
I think anything could happen. Anything could, but this one to me just feels like extra time. It really, really does. You know, Mbappe didn't score the other night against Morocco, and he might feel like he has something to prove. 4 years ago in the final against Croatia, he had a beautiful goal, and he might just know what it takes. You know, having the experience of being in the final just 4 years ago, he might feel like this is his moment again, his place to shine, and he might be able to do it all by himself. I wouldn't be surprised if it played out that way, but I'm going to go for an Argentina win. Extra time, Argentina win.
For sure, I'm going with you as well. Argentina with the win. I don't think Otamendi, is it Otamendi? He plays.
Yeah, Otamendi.
Otamendi, he's not going to let Mbappe pass them easily. You know, he'll push him, he'll pull him, takes off his jersey, do whatever. He can stop him for sure. And Mbappe, he's going to dive for sure. I mean, he could dive because he's a diver like Neymar. The way he plays every day, he looks like Neymar. Every time I see him on the pitch, he looks like Neymar, like his teammate. That's why I don't like him.
Well, it's going to take a strong referee in this game. All the players on the pitch are going to be desperate to do whatever it takes to win it.
Yeah,
Absolutely desperate. Yeah, the referee. As of right now, FIFA still haven't announced who it's going to be. But my choice is Michael Oliver. That's what I'd like to see out there.
To be fair, though, I think he's a little bit shit. but because when Man City go against Liverpool or go against Manchester United, it was him, and the way he played was absolutely mental.
Listen, it's going to take somebody strong, somebody courageous, a referee who knows how to control the game. I thought that in the semifinal matches, both the semifinals, I thought the referee was absolutely fine in both of those games.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, there was nothing really controversial. There was no, major talking points that we can say, oh, the ref blew this call and that changed the game. Nothing like that. So I thought the semifinals, the referee were wonderful in both those games. That's what I want to see on Sunday night. Hope to see. I don't want to see anything controversial. I want to see a game that's controlled by the referee, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, me as well. But yeah,
I mean, it's all coming to a close now. It's been a wonderful World Cup.
It is.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day where I felt like the group stage was really magical. And then I feel like the round of 16 was a little bit disappointing. Croatia and Japan was exciting, but there wasn't really too much in the round of 16. Then the quarterfinals were absolutely incredible.
They are.
The 4 matches in the quarterfinals were out of this world.
Quality.
Then we got to the semifinal matches, and again, it was disappointing. It was very clear the winners, the game, so it was a bit of a letdown. And now we move on to the final. And judging by that pattern, I think the final should be just, absolutely remarkable.
It's going to be both-sided games.
Yep.
It's going to be on fire, the match. It's going to be exciting. Everything's going to be like, it's like the Euros when England's go against Italy.
Oh gosh.
I gotta feel like that. I mean, that's how the excitement, everything.
Well, we've seen so many times over the years in these big finals, these big moments, a lot of times it does come down to who can hold their nerve.
Oh yeah.
I mean, very, very rare do we get something clear and cut in a final. I recall the Euro final in 2012, so this is 10 years ago, but this was Spain at the height of their power, and they played Italy in the final and they beat them 4-0. Those games are very, very rare to have a 4-0 in a final, but that Spain team was spectacular. Point being is most of the time, probably 70% of the time when we get to these finals, it's about who can hold their nerve, who can control themselves. And they're going to be the team that hold that beautiful trophy at the end of the day.
Just like England.
Just like England. Well, maybe England's time is still coming in the future.
They can't control their nerves. Every time, like I said, if they go against big team, they'll be like, "Oh fuck, we have to score first." Just like you see the way they play.
Well, we covered that in the last video. Absolutely, when they go against big teams, it just hasn't worked out for them. That's really the final step that England have to take in the future, is going up against a big team or a big team who has really found some good form. Taking that next step, they haven't been able to do that.
Just like Argentina, that is happening for them this Sunday. They need to control their nerves, not like England.
Not like England. I think in terms of nerves, Argentina and France will be fine. I think they'll both be fine. They are both very comfortable and confident with who they are. It could come down to the managers making the right change, the right substitution. It could come down to a key change that a manager has the confidence to make that can change that game.
Make sure that no mistakes happen. A little mistakes from that game, it could be a goal.
Oh, yeah.
A little mistakes.
We've seen that in this World Cup. The game that comes to mind tactically about mistakes is the Brazil-Croatia game. We covered it on the last video, but I felt like the Brazilian manager Tite made some really, really poor tactical choices once Brazil scored the goal to go 1-0 up with Neymar, and it cost them the game.
Yeah.
And
I still don't understand Tite. Why the hell he wants to put Fred on?
The Fred decision was catastrophic, and why Fred decided to push forward like that. Yeah, it's fine margins. So that's what we're going to look out for on the final on Sunday night. But with this World Cup finishing up, we'll definitely make sure that we keep these wonderful videos going, because the Premier League is coming back Boxing Day.
And the first match.
Well, so it's interesting because just next week, a week from now, they have the League Cup coming back.
Oh.
And the first match in that League Cup is Liverpool and Man City, which is just going to be awesome.
We'll talk about it for sure.
We'll talk about it for sure.
Man City and Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on Boxing Day, which is about 10 days away, there's a great set of fixtures. I think Spurs and Brentford are the first game on Boxing Day. And Son will be back. Harry Kane will be back. Even Lloris could be back for that possible World Cup champion. He could be back for Boxing Day. So yeah, there's a lot going on. It's a great time of year, and I'm looking forward to all of it.
Me as well. Me too. Yeah.
Yep. So I guess we'll conclude our World Cup preview on that note. And we'll make sure after the World Cup we recap everything.
We'll try to. We'll do it. Not try to, but we'll definitely do it.
We'll definitely do it. I guess one thing real quick before we go is the World Cup does have that third place match as well.
Oh yes, this Saturday, right?
Croatia and Morocco will be playing in that game. Well, many times that game does come down to motivation. And I would think that Morocco would have a lot more motivation than Croatia in that game. It doesn't mean that they're going to win it. It doesn't mean that at all. But I've seen over the years in that third place game, motivation does mean a lot. And I guess based on that, I'll give a slight edge to Morocco to win and get third place.
Of course, Morocco's going to win.
Yep.
They're inside their soul. They're this film. Film.
Yeah.
Fire, not film.
They have that fire.
They got that fire in their souls and their spirits. They just lit up the fire.
Yeah.
They're ready to destroy Croatia.
It means a lot to them. I'll give a slight edge to Morocco in that game to win third place, win the bronze medal at this World Cup. So let's see how it plays out. But with that said, it is also going to be the final game for Luka Modric, wearing the Croatian shirt. So he'll have a lot of pride and a lot of energy. And furthermore, there is a pay scale at the World Cup. And the team who finishes third gets a hell of a lot more money than the team who finishes fourth.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people don't know about this, but yeah. There's a pay breakdown. So the champion obviously gets the most money, which is a shitload. In second place gets quite a bit as well. But the difference between third and fourth place is actually quite a bit of money, and so that could be a deciding factor in the motivation as well.
Oh, yeah. That's what motivation.
When we watch these wonderful competitions, the World Cup, the Euro, whatever, the Champions League, sometimes we don't really think about the money because, these players already have a lot already.
They're bloody rich.
They're bloody rich.
They're rich already.
But this game in particular, the third place game, the breakdown of money is a lot between third and fourth place. It's about the pride, definitely. And these players know that they'll get a nice payday if they win it. So I still like Morocco, but Croatia with Modric's last game and the motivation of getting more money between third place and fourth place. They'll go out and put in a good effort.
It's going to be the key to push them to their limits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Show off their performance.
Absolutely. But I'll go for a Morocco win, 2-1, let's say. 2-1 Morocco. And I guess my final pick, Argentina extra time over France. I'm going to say no penalties. Argentina win it in extra time. I'll go for 3-2.
3-2. I'll go for 1-0 Argentina.
Could be.
For sure.
Absolutely could be.
Anything could happen, especially this match. The match that is going to be both-sided games for sure. God knows what's going to happen.
Yep, absolutely. The managers have a big job in front of them to be able to get all their tactics correct. And let's see how it plays out.
Let's see. So, that should do it for today.
Absolutely. That's it. Brilliant.
And then we can see you guys next episode. Which is going to be about the World Cup.
World Cup recap.
Recap and conclusions.
Yep.
So, we'll see you guys next episode. Today should do it for today. And we'll see you guys next episode. Peace.
Enjoy the final.
Enjoy the game. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.